Everything was going good until we got into an argument. And the first argument was, hey, you know, where you going? I'm like, I don't do this arguing stuff. I saw my parents do it. I'm not gonna do it, you know? And I went to pack my stuff and leave from the area that we were in, and he came in behind me. And when he came in behind me, he closed the door, and he grabbed me by my neck, and he choked me till I passed out. And I woke up to him slapping me in my face and running bath water. And at that moment, my body was kind of just weak, you know, and I'm like, what's with the bath water, you know? And he was like, you're not dead yet. And he's like, you're not gonna leave me. You belong to me. And at that moment, and that was 6 years ago. At that moment, I was afraid. I said, hey, you know, I'm not going nowhere. This man is for real.
When you run out of your house in the middle of the night, you don't stop and say, oh, let me get little Johnny's shoes, okay? You don't say, let me stop and pack some Pampers. You don't say, oh, let me put my shoes on. When you're running in fear for your life and the life of your children, you don't stop, you go.
I was sitting at her house on her porch, and I just said, I can't do this. And I went to the ER, and the nurse there, I said, hey, I'm in an abusive relationship. And I told her, I want to get out. You know, I'm afraid of him. He's going to kill me. He hit me so hard. You know, he hurt my head. And I said, what do I do? And she told me about the FavorHouse.
When you come to shelter, most of the time you're coming with nothing. So that means that I need to meet your needs. I've got to give you food. I've got to give you clothing. I've got to give you Pampers. I've got to give you milk. I've got to give you love.
I met Miss Val, and I got there and I saw that it was other women that was in that situation that I was in. And that was my first time ever reaching out. So I didn't know, you know, what to say. I just stayed in that room and I cried. And that morning, Ms. Val came in and I met her. And she was just like, cry, get it out. And I was like, I'm so ashamed.
A lot of times people think about domestic violence, they think it's only physical. Domestic violence is not just a physical punch, hit, kick, slap, bite. Domestic violence abuse is about emotional, physical, sexual, psychological abuse. So if a person is being emotionally abused, they have a right to come into shelter. My personal feeling, sometimes I think the mental and emotional abuse is more detrimental to a woman and the children than the physical abuse.
For any women that are going through this, that may be going through this and ashamed or scared, it's okay to be ashamed and scared, but it's better to leave. It's better to walk away. It's better to get your important papers, get your children, leave the clothes. That's stuff that FavorHouse will give you. I promise you. I walked out and I have the same pants, night clothes that when I first went there. Leave, do your best, take initiative and try for your own life and your children's life, because that's not love. Love don't hurt. And so just do what you can and walk away.
I want to share with everyone who may be watching, we know that it's not easy to leave what's familiar, to come into a shelter And we recognize that it takes courage. But we value life. And we value the life of your children. Life is a gift. You and your children deserve that life without the abuse, without the fear.
But FavorHouse is the place. It's the place to be. I'm thankful. Thank you. And good luck.